there's a couple of guys I want to talk about where that is going to be a discussion point over the next couple of months. One of them right off the bat, and this has already been reported on, I believe The Athletic reported on it a little bit, about Myles Turner and the Pacers. The Pacers have entertained trade talks with Myles Turner for multiple seasons now. But the Pacers are in an interesting situation, Bobby, with Myles Turner or anybody else they might want to extend, by the way. Could you explain that real quick?
Yeah, so he's both actually. He's extension eligible, so they can add an additional 4 years to his contract. They can extend him for 4 years, $97 million. However, because they have cap space, Indiana does, he also is renegotiation eligible. So basically what you can do is you can take his starting salary and bump it up to the max salary. So you can add about $18 million there. Bump it up for this year.
Yeah.
You can basically give him like an $18 million advance, but he basically doesn't have to pay it back for this year. So can you imagine? So we're in January right now. So you're basically giving him an $18 million number to play another 40 games here, which is a humongous thing. The caveat with that is that how extensions work, usually it's like an 8% increase or an 8% decrease. That's the maximum allowed. However, with renegotiations, you can bump it up and then you can drop it down 40% in the next year. We saw it with Robert Covington back in, I think, 2017 here. So, Turner can go up until like 37 million this year, and then they can drop it all the way down to 22 million for next year. And then that's more of a manageable number. The renegotiation, you have up until February 28th to do that, the extension part until June 30th here. So they're kind of an interesting position. I don't think, Brian, that the renegotiation part doesn't come into play until after the trade deadline, which is February 9th. Because you want to see what you have. You don't want to use room. Maybe you're taking back some contracts, or hey, they're 20 and 17. They're in this,
for sure. They're Tyrese Halliburton, just another killer performance in the clutch, outgunning Paul George on his old floor over the weekend. Paul had 45, but Halliburton was just incredible in the fourth quarter of that game.
Yeah, I mean, Turner's an interesting guy. We've always talked about him and Buddy Hield as kind of the trade guys, but you can lock up Turner now, maybe on a good number. You're still going to have plenty of flexibility. The Halliburton extension is similar to Anthony Edwards. Like he's rookie extension eligible this coming off season. His won't kick in until 24, 25. You've managed your books here. Hield eventually will come off in another year. So if you think he is, kind of your, starter going forward, you could always move him down the road. You can move him, whatever, 6 months, which would be the summer if you want to do something here. So similar to what Detroit did with Bogdanovic. They extended him for another 2 years, and he becomes a little bit more valuable as a trade asset.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.